Let's forge some keys. This is Jupiter from the Tavern Brawlers, bringing you my account of the Nordic Keyforge League Round 1. My Round 1 opponent was Badcelot, and we had actually a dialogue I thought I had recorded, but it failed, so you're going to have to get my testimony of this, and I will account to you some of the things that he said about the games and stuff too as well. He was an awesome opponent, and hopefully this video will be entertaining for you. For you guys who are not familiar with Nordic Keyforge League, basically it's a ban one, save one, ban one format of 6 decks. And in a nutshell, you can see here that for Badcelot, I basically chose to ban RA, Overdrive, and Wallenstein, Stan, however you pronounce it, and he took the chance to save his deck Aya, moving forward in the round. So out of the deck list that you saw at the beginning of the thing, we'll go into each deck that we actually play to save some time. But this was what I decided I wanted to ban were those 2 decks, and he saved Aya. And so with that said, it was a tough decision because all the decks in the league are pretty good, and the quality of opponents are extremely through the roof in this league. So with that said, let's take a look at what he banned from me. All right, and as you can see here, for him, he banned my Hamel deck, which is 92 SAS, and my Ursula deck, which is my double key abduction Martian generosity deck with a bunch of other like little tricks that go with it. Very smart bans, but it did allow me to save Fleet, and I got to play Fleet for the first time in NKFL. I take that back. I think I got to play it once last season, but this is probably my favorite deck to play. So I was super excited, and if you can hear Harlan in the background, he's basically saying hi to everybody. So with that said, let's get into the game one, and we will make it short and sweet. So in this first game, we had the Professor versus the Leader, and this was an interesting game because both decks were pretty like looking to get off the ground and get moving faster than the other deck, with a little bit of disruptions and stuff. The Amber, the Curious Sora came out early, but we never saw the Amphora Captura in this matchup from my deck, which made it a hassle because he got out so fast with his opening turns and was able to create early keys that like I had never had a chance to really set up my defense and go. This is kind of like the trap when you play a control style deck is that if your opponent can maintain pressure, and Bad Celet did a great job of maintaining a reaping presence on the board and pushing. Um, I basically by the time I got to this point where I had my Emperor Katura, I was trying to deal with his board state and trying to look for the Savage Clash that never showed. And I just never was able to put my foot in the ground defensively. And he was able to take this first game home pretty convincingly in a 3-0 fashion. Game two pit Fleet versus Aya. And this was a game where whoever was able to establish speed again and get out in front would win. I came out pretty strong on my Untamed suite. When Fleet is rolling on Untamed, and not giving him a shadows because his deck had Mimicry, like I tried to stay away from giving him any ways of stealing from me because he didn't have a high enough count for it, and I just blew through his deck unmercifully, kind of like he did to me the first game. 3-1 was the final. Game three was an interesting matchup as we were looking to flood the board with creatures. Like both decks had very good creature counts and lots of things going. I needed an Eaton's Jar early in hopes to win. That's why I mulliganed. Ended up getting a worse hand. And he came out flying with 6 shadows, followed up by a large amount of dis. And I got steamrolled in this game as kind of like I did in the first, where I just was playing from behind the whole game, trying to establish a defense that I just never got around to, and Bad Zealot made no mistakes and just kept the pressure on, kept reaping. I had no chance. Was not in the place where I could make a significant play, and I ended up conceding the end of the game to him in another loss of 3-0. So both of these games very swingy, very good. After talking to him, in the matches, we both agreed that the matches were played out, and it was just a matter of advantage to the person that got off to a fast start, and that's all you could do. So I hope that you guys will hang around and that you'll catch us in round two. Game two was a meeting of the two decks that we actually saved for each other. And unfortunately for him, Fleet went off and did what Fleet does, got way ahead real early, ended the game quickly. Game three was Mankus versus Sana, and this was basically going to be who got out to a better start and put pressure on. And as you could see, a early turn of 6 shadows followed by a huge display ended this game pretty quickly in his favor. Game never really got off the ground, and that was it. That was him beating me 2-1, and the first round of the Nordic Keyforge League. Stay tuned for more action.